Good morning, welcome back to the gardens. Definitely got an autumnal feel in the air today, which is good because it's sort of at the end of September. It's Friday. Hope you're all well. There we go. You can see the trees are starting to turn. Not sure what they're turning into, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. Yeah, first shit joke of the day. Hope you're all good. I was thinking about things to talk about today, and one thing I haven't talked about really that I have a passion for is gaming. I was an Xbox guy. I'll start off with the entire history because I want to bore you to a point where you can watch this while you're going to sleep. So I started off with the ZX81. Shout out to my man Shay, my brother. He was kind of the person who got me into it, I think, because he had the hardware, and that sounds wrong. He had the no, whatever. He had the hardware, and it was just kind of like, oh, I need some of that. Now that sounds wrong as well. I think he was the first one to get the ZX81, which was a flat keyboard, totally flat, like a touch screen without the screen, and you had to anyway. So one of those was first, and that's you're talking years ago. Anyone who knows gaming will know that that's kind of the thing. I mean, I bypassed all the games consoles at the time, to be fair. So I had that. Favourite game on there was 3D Monster Maze. Graphics were, if I looked at it now, it would probably seem very, very dated, but at the same time still nostalgic as hell. So start off on the ZX81. Went to the Spectrum, 48K, with a RAM pack on it, I think, which increased the 48K. Oops, squirrel. 48K. Imagine that. You've got something running at 48 kilobytes. Which that's almost what it meant. You imagine what it is like now. Ridiculous. Favourite games on there? Ooh. I don't know. There were so many. Lunar Jetman, A Tick Attack. They had Batman on there. I think on the Spectrum, yeah, I think so. Batman the movie, that was another good one. So many. It's one of those. I think you can get the consoles again because they've been manufactured, but slightly different. So I can actually play all those games again with a file you can get off the internet. So I'm thinking about getting one of those because nostalgia-wise, that was kind of the highlight point. Then I went to the Amiga 500. Favourite game on there was probably a flight simulator, F-14 Interceptor, F-15, it's something like that anyway. So there's that one. Then I went to the Amiga 1200, which was souped up, which had the disk drive on it, which nobody actually produced discs for. So that was a bit of a waste. There was a few games where I used to work around the corner, but very few. So you couldn't really do much with the disk drive. They sort of put it on there. One had a cassette drive, one had a disk drive. I got the disk drive, which was basically surplus to requirements. Then I went to the, must have been the Xbox 360. I jumped past I had a phase where I jumped past all of that. So when I could afford it again, it was the Xbox 360. Then I had the Xbox One. Is that a thing? I don't know. And then I basically leapt from Xbox to PlayStation because of all the apparent, what's the word? The ones that you can't get on any other console. The words fail me. But yeah, so I went on that one because you had all the stuff. I mean, you couldn't get Halo. Halo probably was the favourite game on the Xbox, to be fair. That was classic, and some of the Call of Duties. Then I went on the PlayStation 4. I mean, that's, it goes without saying, excellent console. Now on the PlayStation 5. Not worried about the PlayStation Pros because I'm not going to pay another £400 just to have something that's got, the graphics are more shiny. The sound is more crisp. No. So I'm a gamer. At the age of 50, I'm still a gamer. And I think it ties in, I know it's going to sound a bit of a cliche, I think it ties in with the mental health because it gives your brain something to do. I'd recommend it to anyone. I'm the opposite to people who say that gaming causes violent thoughts. You know, life causes violent thoughts. You get it anywhere. But I think it's good for me because it takes your brain away from everything. I mean, I've got the VR headset so you can pop yourself into another world. I've got the shooting games, I've got the strategy games, got the shop games, got everything really. A bit of a spending spree for the last X amount of years. I've got quite a lot, but it's I think it's the opposite to what they sometimes have said about it. I literally think that it's sometimes good to have something. I mean, if I'm shooting people on Call of Duty, not that I'm saying I'm going to be shooting people in real life, but it's satisfying, but not crazy, if that makes any sense. I'm not sort of taking it as being, you know, this is getting rid of all my angst, because I don't have much angst there, to be fair, but it's satisfying to be one up on somebody else. I mean, as far as games go on multiplayer, I used to get quite aggressive and angry about it, not to the point where I destroy anything, as some people do on YouTube videos, but it would be a thing. So, morning. But yeah, I've calmed down a lot. I mean, I've never been one of these people who would smash up a controller because I lost a game of FIFA, for example, but there's quite a few different examples online of people doing that. So, morning. Collie dog. It's a family pet. Had him in our family for years. Anyway, so yeah, so I recommend it. I don't think it matters what age you are. I mean, I think it's actually kept my brain younger and my dexterity on a level where it's good. So it's all positive for me as far as I can tell. Plus you've got thinking games, strategy games. I've even got 3D chess, VR chess, sorry, which is bizarre but kind of satisfying. But yeah, so it is one of those things that's. So I was about to say hello to somebody, but they didn't want to say hello, so I'm going to push the issue. So yeah, I recommend it. I do. I mean, if you're a gamer out there, then you know, I hope you're having fun with it. Not taking it too seriously, not destroying controllers and monitors and TVs and stuff like I say you get on YouTube. And that, every time I wince, every time I see something like that, it's crazy. But yeah, so I think there's no real age limit to gaming. Not in my mind anyway. I think you can be a gamer. I'm going to be a gamer for as long as I can. Let's put it that way. And I'm proud to be one. I think it's fantastic. I still not really got to the point where I put my voice chat on in multiplayer games, because they can get quite salty, and I don't want to hear expletives and N-words and shit like that. That's just not really for me. So I do tend to play mostly with sound on but mic off, because that is the thing that we do at the moment, or I do at the moment. Games I'm playing at the moment, No Man's Sky, a game that at the start, when it was first brought out, was shit on because it was so bad and not what the people thought it was going to be like. Now it's hailed as one of the best games ever. Medieval Dynasty, another one. That's a good game. Sort of producing your own village and stuff like that. It's thought, and it's got a mixture of everything in there. It's a very good one. I'm trying to think what other games I'm playing at the moment. Call of Duty, of course, but that's sort of like in brief spurts, because it's a thing that I don't tend to play for long periods of time, because it can get quite tiring. Sound like an old man now. And I've got some strategy games to play as well. I've got a backlog of games that's ridiculous. I should start sort of digging into a few of them just to see what the hell they are. But yeah, that is kind of where I am with gaming. I do want to start doing streaming again on the channel, but I just really, I'll be honest, I haven't felt the urge to do it So hopefully I'll get the momentum going where I can actually have a couple of days off work, set my stuff up again and just do a stream. Even if I do some recording of gameplay on something, that'll do for me. So there's a van coming, but I don't know which way it's going. So I'm going to stand here for a minute near a brick wall because I should be reasonably safe. But yeah, so that's kind of my gaming. I don't know if it's an addiction anymore. I think it used to be. I used to spend hours on the damn thing. I suppose I can't really do that now because I haven't got hours to spend on it. But yeah, I love it. So any of you gamers out there, hello. Hope you're enjoying what you're doing. Hope you found that game that hits the sweet spot, because there is that game where you're just like, this is fantastic. And another point, a lot of the indie games, independents, are better than the AAA games. Fact. I've gone through the stores and I've gone through all the rest of it. Some of those games that are basically, the graphics aren't great, but the whole game mechanic is fantastic. That's something to look out for as well, because you'll just assume that all the AAA games are going to be fantastic, when in fact a good percentage of them are shite, because they know people are going to buy them and they leave them in a bad state. Whereas independent gamers do tend to do their thing with them. I think it's a game, Hypermarket Simulator, which I've got, and it has an update twice a week, adding new stuff, fixing bugs and stuff like that. And that's an independent game. That's what you need, and that's what the AAA game developers should be looking at, because you pay over the odds for an item that you don't actually own because it doesn't exist, and it's just there on your hard drive, and they just give up on it. And it's, you know, it should be, I was going to say held accountable for, but that sounds really sort of medieval in a way. But you know, if you're going to make a game, make the damn thing work. That's another thing. In the old days, when we used to have ZX81 games or Spectrum games and the Amiga games, the people produced the game, they sent it out, you bought it physical copy, and there was no updates. So they had to make sure they got it right. So if there was a bug in it, you were stuffed. So they used to take more care and attention, because I don't remember really any games from 30 years ago that had bugs in them. Not game-breaking bugs, but nowadays you'll get any bloody thing. And they'll just go, well, day one patch. Why don't you make that day before day one patch, so that when you play it, you don't have to download something on top of what you've already got. Just a thought, and a prayer, maybe. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. That's my gaming. I'll talk more about it in another video, because it is something that I do enjoy, as you can probably tell. I haven't stopped talking. Never stop talking. What? So yeah, well, I hope you all have a good day out there. And thought for the day, if you're a gamer, pick up a game, pick up a couple, get one that's action-packed, so it gives you a buzz, a rush. It's the best rush you can get, best rush. Well, I'm sure there's other ones, but I'm talking legal. And pick up a game that's slow-paced, that you can sit there and just chill out and play it. Balantro is a good one, card game. Independent again. I think all the games I've mentioned today are independent, apart from Call of Duty, but that's going crazy, because you've got so many different skins for the characters now. It's like watching a cartoon show, which is off-putting. I don't really want to be running around killing Beavis and Butthead, but there we go, the times we live in. So that'll be my tip for the day. Someone put it's a sock. I thought someone had put a dildo on there. That's weird. Never mind. Beautiful gardens. I'm wobbling again. Right. So I shall leave it there. Have a great day, and I shall catch you in the next one. See you later. Bye.